So this right here is paddock 6A, which has had 30 days since we were in there. And you can see the grasses have started to come back. And this is a 1 acre paddock that we grazed for 6 days. And then it was also basically the lane that I used to go from the shade back over here where that walnut tree is to the watering station, which is over here. And it's right up there. You can see it just sticking above the grass. So this paddock right here is paddock 5B. Again, we grazed it for 6 days. And so it's basically had 26 days of recovery. And this is what we've got growing in here. You'll see there's some broom sedge here and there. Meadow foxtail and fescue. And there's probably some crabgrass. We've got some lespedeza in here. A little ragweed here and there. So it's just a multitude of different species that grow in this. This will be grazed, well, it'll be late fall. I'll probably run through this in November. So we'll have another, almost 60 days of rest on it by the time we come back through. And then this paddock right over here, on the other side of this section fence, is another acre paddock that has not been grazed since I think it was the middle of February. So what you see in here is been growing all summer long. It is got a lot of different species of grass. Everything is headed out or is heading out. So when they come in here, this is my December, January winter stockpile. You can see here we've had deer laying in here. Well, this here looks like we probably had a fawn. Laying, so we've got lots of stuff going on in this paddock. This is one of the better paddocks, to be honest with you. It's always had good hay production. It's good grazing. Every time I come back in after grazing it, it's always growed back up and good and thick. I mean, the sod in here is just as thick as it can be. So anyway, you can see, there's my boots. Look at this. I got lespedeza going up to your knees. Of course, that's not going to be good forage for winter because it'll be, the frost will knock it back. But boy, if you were to come in here now, these cows would be loving it. I would say you'd have 2 weeks worth of grazing in this 1 acre paddock if you brought them in now. So this is over here on the other side of the fence is my native warm seasons that I planted last year. And I was coming down here to see what the little blue stem was looking like. The big blue and Indian grass had already seeded, and it looks like the little blue stem is starting to seed as well. It was later coming in, and like I said, it's got a completely different seed head production. It almost reminds me of the sedges, but it's not. Here's the Indian grass right here. Well, no, that's probably big blue. This is Indian grass right in here. But this is what this looks like the end of August. So my plan is to let this go ahead and do what it's going to do naturally this year. We'll see a lot of seed production. My hope is next year we'll see even more of this natives coming in these bare spots. It's better than it was last year. And so next year, I'll probably just let it go ahead and do what it's doing in here again this year. Just let it grow out, produce seed. I'll walk down here. This is this area down here was barren last year, and you can see we've got a lot of production of grasses in here, and this all appears to be, well, I'm hoping it's little blue and not sedges. It could be sedges though, we'll see. Give it a little while longer to finish doing what it's going to do. See if maybe we have little blue stem in here. Be nice if this was all little blue. But I don't know, it could be just some type of a sedge. There's also supposed to be some Virginia wild rye planted, and I don't know, maybe that's what this is, which would be a cool season. So it's remained to be seen what we've got, but this is what it's looking like. I'm liking it. So we'll walk on down here to paddock number 3. We're going to go through 4D to get there. And I'm going to go take a look at the water station down there. It had not sealed the last time I looked at it, so I want to see if there's water sitting in it. If not, if it's dry, then I know it's still leaking. So we'll go take a look at that. So this is the paddock 3B. Last time we were in here was at the end of April. I think April 29th, if I remember right, was when we used this, it was a quad. Yeah, there was 4 acres in here that we used while we were gone for 10 days. You'll see we've got a ton of this weed here. I'm going to come back through here with the brush hog and mow this stuff down and clear it off of my electric fence. But again, this is very thick. You can tell the deer have been in here. It's pushed down a lot of places, so they come in here quite a bit. It's also, we had the big heavy rain last night, so a lot of this is probably laying down because of it. And I've got that piece of bale of hay over there, which will just go to the ground. Earthworms will eat it up. Cows might eat some of it. I doubt it though. It's probably pretty wet. Starting to degrade. But there is a lot of forage here too. water station is right here. Again, I use these electric wires thrown from post to post for gates. There's 3 of them, so depending on which paddock they're in is how I position the gate latches, or not latches, but the gates, and just move them from place to place. That paddock over there hasn't been grazed since February, as well as this one here. Let's see what we got for water. Yeah, it's got a little water in there. That could be from last night. I don't think there's enough in there to say that it's accumulating. So I'm still going to have to work on this. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I can take and cut that standpipe off, and then take my valve off, put an adapter on it, and I think I can just put a tub with a float in it for when I move in here in the fall or winter. I think that'll be okay. I've used something not quite that good. So anyway, this is going to be my winter forage. It's a pretty good amount of stockpile. I've got a total of 7 1-acre paddocks. So 7 acres of this, and if I can get a week to 10 days out of each one of them, you know, I'm gonna be pushing 2 months of winter forage. If I come in here at the end of December, which is what my plan is, usually it's Christmas Day or the day after Christmas, and then they graze January, February. That'll put them into the end of February. I'll pull the bulls off the herd, put them over in their spring and summer paddock, and leave them. Then I'll put all the herds down into the small hay field with my this year's calves, which is another discussion I'll have later on. I've got 30 head. I plan to try to run only 22 head on the farm in the winter time. That way I can do with just grass and not have to feed them any more hay than I just absolutely have to. Trying to get away from it. If I can manage this farm on grass only, that's going to be the cheapest way that I can raise cattle and make a profit. So I've just penciled it in that I've got 8 animals that are going to leave the farm this year. And I've got 9 new calves and 18 existing cows and heifers that are being bred now. And when November comes, we're going to preg check, and then I'm going to have to make a decision on who goes and who stays.